Here we're going to look at subtracting two rational expressions and they don't have the same denominator. So I need to make common denominators. So the problem will look something like this. And sometimes something I like to do first is if I see this as minus, and this is probably where like the number one mistake on these kind of things, or number one little mistake that happens, is this minus can get really lost here in the fraction bar, or once I start making common denominators I can forget about it. So I think it's easier to put plus and negative. And so remind yourself, that's minus the whole thing. You can leave the negative out like that, or you could distribute it now, but it just makes it much more noticeable to say it's this whole thing minus this whole thing. So the negative is on the 2d and on the 1. All right, so common denominators for 6 and 8. 6 and 8 both go into 24, so I need to multiply this one by 4 over 4. Forget you got to do the whole top and the whole bottom, and this one by 3 over 3. And maybe if I think, oh, this 3 and this negative, it would be nice to see those together. Maybe I could put it out there. If you think you won't forget about it, just be careful. All right, so now I'm distributing 4. And so I have 20d plus 12 all over 24d plus, and then I'm distributing technically negative 3, or we could do the 3 and then think the negative afterwards. Either way, that'll be negative 6d. Right, 3 and the negative, and then 3 times 1 and the negative, so minus 3. So now think about fractions. The denominator is just telling me the size of the pieces, so the denominator never changes in this. But now I could actually do this addition. See, it's way easier to think plus a negative than it is to do minus, and remember that it's on both of them. So 20d minus 6d is 14d. And 12 minus 3 is 9. And then make sure I can't factor anything out of the top. And now sometimes you see 14 and 24, you want to cancel something. I think that's not a factor because it's added on the top. So I look at 14 and 9, they don't have any common factors. If I can't factor anything out of the top, then I can't cancel anything with the bottom because it would have to be a factor of the top in order to cancel. So 14d plus 9 over 24d.